Firing a V2 off the back of an aircraft carrier. What could possibly go wrong? Well, hello, Glue Troopers. Max and Max's Models here. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. I actually made this video yesterday evening, so given our penchant for time travel, I made yesterday. So first off, thanks to everyone who made the live stream, and I hope you enjoyed Viewers Build 60. Great job, guys. Speaking of the rocket gantries and everything we're talking about, first off, I forgot to give Sanguar credit for that magnificent build he did. And Raymond, you did not only great work, I meant to ask you, are those LEDs? I wasn't sure how you lit it, because it's really hard to photograph lit models that have actual lights on them without them blinding, but those work. And it actually has that very ethereal ramp side look. So if you would, pop me off an email on how you did it. Maybe we'll do a video on that. Well, speaking of missilery and the like and the gantries, I happened to stumble across an old movie with Glenn Ford from 1950, The Flying Missile, which is not a great movie, but it's fun. It's a lot of stock footage, but it's still pretty cool. They cut out the nonsense love affair thing, which Hollywood just has to put in there. But beside the point, and it's starts off with stock footage of Operation Sandy. And Operation Sandy was where the Navy tested to see if they could fire a large rocket off of a ship. And this is a real thing. And fortunately, there are a lot of great photographs, a lot of resources out there. And I was thinking, if you got a V2, and I built a few of them, just about everybody here has, and you just want to do something different, you could make a diorama of the Operation Sandy launch, which has its kind of own unique gantries and everything. At least I think they're unique. And I won't go into detail about it. They only did it the one time. They fired it off the USS Midway. And you can get decals for the Sandy, Operation Sandy markings. Not to mention also that I believe a Space Monkey Models actually makes a 124 scale V2 that comes with a bunch of different markings, including the Sandy markings. So that might be something kind of cool and different to do. During the movie, I grabbed a couple of screen grabs because there were some models in the movie. The captain's in his office, and there's a early version of the P2V. I think it's a Dash 2 because it doesn't have the magnetic anomaly detector boom sticking out the back. And when you go to the Admiral's office, he's got what looks to be the Douglas D558 Phase 2 and a couple of Navy test program missiles. And then I remembered, wait a minute, I actually have a model of that submarine that has the Loon on it, the Loon being the American version of the V1. And it sits up here on my desk under glass, under an upside-down aquarium. And yes, I do catch the irony of putting my model ships in an upside-down aquarium, but it's a whole lot cheaper than one of those expensive display cases. This is the Atlantis repop of the Gato-class submarine with the Loon and carrier hangar storage can from the Morrison USS Nautilus. So this is a little bit of a kit bash. It's supposed to be the USS Cusk. In other news, you might remember I was talking about using the Gorilla Glue on the bunker, that resin bunker, and it seems to have held very well. And the wheel popped off of my Stinson again because it's an old Olin kit and it's just a butt joint. So I'm going to try and use the Gorilla Glue to see if that will adhere better and not be so bloody fragile. I know. I should just go ahead and micro drill a hole and put a wire through it. And if this doesn't work, I probably will. But anyway, that's what went on yesterday. I really didn't get much in the way of any model building done. Be honest, I spent most of the day on the computer putting videos together, like this one. And I have a social function with the family tonight. So, well, actually, it'll be over because when you see this, it'll have been last night. Oh, God, I hate temporal mechanics. Guys, you take care of yourselves, and as always, model on. Yes, that's a hammer, because some of those styrene parts just aren't going to wedge themselves into place. I know what you're thinking, and yes, when all else fails, use a bigger hammer. Well, it's time to test fit the parts on the Kitty Hawk model. And, oh, the hammer? Well, you know, if all else fails, use a bigger hammer. Well, it's time to start test fitting parts for the Kitty Hawk model. And, oh, the hammer? Well, that's just in case some of the parts don't want to go into place.